So, I'm gonna make this quick. So, it's just kind of like a recap, put a finger down edition that I don't think outside looking in people don't realize. Especially, corporate entities may not realize. But I'm a human. And considering my last couple of months, as a human, I think I personally have been doing pretty freaking great. But let's rewind. Let's go back. So, you find out because of a government worker who didn't follow your paperwork right that you have to move immediately. Because the lease you thought that was good for a whole year wasn't, because they misfiled stuff. So therefore it's now your problem. So you have to move immediately. And then also within that same month, you have a scheduled surgery for a condition that causes you extreme pain a lot of the time. So you're going through those two things at the same time. And then while recovering from that surgery and trying to figure out moving, you lose one of the biggest supports and biggest people in your life. Literally days after you were cleared to go back into a work environment after surgery, because you had like post-surgery complications. So you're dealing with that, like you finally are cleared, you're no longer, having incision issues, and then that most important person in your life passes away suddenly. And so from then, you're trying to get their affairs in order, move. At the same time, all this is happening. You find your end date of living in the place that you adored and were comfortable living in is over, and you have to move and plan their funeral and still be a functioning adult and go to work. Now, will I say I did not go to work all the time? But considering grief, stress, surgery recovery, and everything, I think I did pretty freaking good. My reason for getting up in the morning to go to work was because I really cared about the people in the environment that I work with. And even though I really would have rather stayed in bed and cuddled my cats and some days even, just go yeet, I didn't. I stayed here on this realm and still went to work. All the while having to move and still sort out funeral arrangements. And technically, I haven't even gone through the things that are my mother's and my grandmother's, because my mom didn't get rid of anything that belonged to either people. She never got rid of clothes she never wore. There are things in there that I have definitely seen as a child that she should have just donated a decade ago, and they're still here. So I have her stuff, my grandmother's stuff, and my freshly moved in stuff. But you know what? I still went to work. I went to work as many days as I physically and emotionally possibly could. But not good enough. And then I found out from work that there are records of things that are signed, that we have to sign to say who touched this record. And I have found that my signature is forged on some of those, and that's just great. So you know what? It's cool. Whatever. It is what it is. What happens. And honestly, at this point, I'm too exhausted to care. Emotionally, I have not gone through all of her stuff so that I can actually unpack my stuff. So therefore, I have not cleansed through my grief of losing my mother and been able to unpack and tidy up and make this place a home, because this is now where I have to live, with like the memories of like the people I cared about most in this world. And honestly, I can't be bothered to care about work right now, because it's just another stressor. It literally makes me physically ill. Like it makes no sense. Like, there are people who have at least the same amount or even more amounts, and they work directly with our population, and they have the same amount of absences that I have, but they're not getting, I guess, pushed as I am. And I feel like, considering the amount of grief that's just in the air in that building, and then for me myself having to come back home to more grief, I don't care. I don't care anymore, truly. I don't. Because even in that building, we lost a very special young person earlier this year, and then we lost a staffer this year, and then dealing with also losing a friend to cancer and 2 other family members. I don't care anymore. I don't have it in my ability to justify why I have to go to the doctor or why I have to take off to go settle her estate when I am doing all this by myself. Like, I have friends, but they also have their own lives. Like, I am doing this to the best of my ability, and I try to show up and do whatever is asked of me. But then being lied on, literally seeing the evidence of signatures that aren't mine, but say my name in places, and then they want to say I am accused of misfiling things. Well, now you should go through everything, because are you sure it's me that misfiled something, or is it someone who forged my signature? Because I know exactly when I signed, and I know what my signature looks like. So it's just wild. So you know what? I am going to take a risk and just be selfish, and like, I don't care. Like, I care about the population we work with, but like, I'm over like everything else, because this is a business that's supposed to care about people in marginalized and disabled communities, and y'all don't even treat y'all workers fair. Okay, so I'm good, and it's literally above me. Whatever the universe has for me will come for me, and whatever blessings are meant for me aren't gonna ever miss me. So my mental health, because I'm only one person with this one body that I am in, and I'm just gonna take care of it, because life is too short. We are literally in a chaos matrix right now, and I'm done. I'm tired. I'm seeking a little bit of peace for myself among all of this.